Not Satan, War Dad, Gary, thank you for joining us. We are continuing work on our Hive fleet. Hephaestus, this is our custom Hive fleet. Jenny, Snow Raven, thank you for joining. Joshua Munchkin, thank you for joining us. Move that over for a second. Lee Sapphire, Devkin, Talk Nice Shop, Alberto, thank you for joining us. We are currently working on our Hive Tyrant for our custom Hive fleet. We are also raising money for charity. We are doing that on two fronts. The first front is Fort Safe for Good, which is the organization ran by Lord of the Unfinished Projects. That is what the Tiny Dinies is for. Once we reach that goal of the Tiny Dinies, that is all being donated to Fort Safe for Good. Did somebody already donate? I'm missing. Nope. That must be from the last live. Okay. So with those Tiny Dinies, once we reach that live goal, the total amount, which should be over $100, is being donated to Fort Safe for Good in the name of the community. So what do I mean by that? I mean that once we get to that goal that I have up there, that entire amount is being donated directly to Fort Safe for Good for pancreatic cancer research. Very nice. Glad to see we have some like-minded people in here. So this is what we did earlier today. We finished the wings. We started working on the head, and then we did this blood effect down here. PK, thank you for joining us. And we are going to do a blood effect on this one as well. But right now I want to try getting a lot of these carapaces covered and painted so that we can move on to our next figure. Because we're going to keep this live goal up until we reach it. Yep, NIDs are a very good army. Okay, this is our custom Hive fleet. This is Hive fleet Hephaestus. So it is red with a green underbody. That is how you can tell it's a Hive fleet Hephaestus. I do like that idea for a scheme, though. That does sound very nice. One scheme that I saw online that I really enjoyed was the I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it is referred to as the coconut crab. I had to sit there and think about what it was called. And the creator of it designed it off of a coconut crab, and it just looks beautiful. Tracy, Pool Wizard, High Off Products, Jazo Sports, Versatility, thank you for joining us. I do hope I got all those names correct. This figure will be donated or will be going into the miniature painting competition for Fort Safe for Good for the single miniature entry. So we're trying to make it look as nice as possible. And since the theme is spooky, we're trying to make it look as spooky as possible as well. Yeah, so that's just Greenskin from the original Army Painters. Joe Peter, thank you for joining us. Now, I don't know if the Fanatics line Greenskin matches up exactly like this one does. I haven't used the Fanatics line Greenskin yet. But that is what we are using. Kaylin, thank you for joining us again. I can hear my wife watching Blue Bloods in the background. Valerie, Dad and Dom Game, thank you for joining us. I do want to give a shout out to Dad and Dom Gaming. They were actually one of the first people to actually follow us here on TikTok. Rob Perez, Rambo, thanks for joining us. Now we are still raising money for charity. You can do it right there through the Tiny Dinies. Like I said, those are going to be donated directly to Fort Safe for Good. Or you can do it through the link right there. Or you can do it through Lord of the Unfinished Projects direct link through his link tree for PanCan. Or if you want to, you can also donate it through our Patreon. For every Patreon subscription we get, that is being donated to Pancan as well. Kaylin, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Graves, thank you for joining us. Grimdark, thank you for joining us. We are continuing work on our Hive Tyrant. Billy, Matthew, lifting up. Chris, thank you for joining us. So there are some parts on this one that I can touch up from that red, like so. Random Hero, thank you for joining us. So I'm not entirely sure. What I've heard is that once you reach 1,000 followers, you start to appear onto people's For You page. But I'm not sure how accurate that is. Or 1,000 likes, my apologies. Once you reach 1,000 likes, you start appearing on people's For You page, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. Emperor Stutter, Mole, thank you for joining us. While we wait for this red to dry on this, we are going to continue working on the carapace. Arquater, thank you for joining us. We are painting our Hive Tyrant for Fort Safe for Good. Float on, thank you for joining us. Mr. Roy, thank you for joining us. Kyle, Hobbled Knight, Grators, thank you for joining us. So we got the back of the carapace done. We got the front carapaces done. Ugh. Okay. Now I'm going to set this down for a second while it's drying. And we're going to work on, because that should be dry by now, and it is. I do need to add a couple more things up here because for some reason it broke apart up here. There we go. Wonder Bread, Melon, Dawson, Must Music. Thank you for joining us. Wonder Bread, that's a great question. We are painting our Hive Tyrant. So what I'm doing real quick is I'm just setting it down and getting a toothpick ready. And we're going to do some UV resin on it real quick. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a Hive Tyrant from the Tyrant faction of Warhammer. Thankfully, it just got on that one claw. It decided to try and so it's really up to you to decide on what arm you want to do. I haven't played Warhammer yet. This is just my first army that I'm doing. I chose the Tyranids because I'm more of a let's swarm everything and go from there kind of guy whenever I'm playing like video games. So if you're doing Warhammer, you're going to want something along the lines of Tyranids, which is what this is a part of. Nurgles kind of do a little bit of it as well, but not in the sense of Tyranids do. Like the big stompy Imperial Knights. Hey, I mean, everyone loves the big stompy boys. Live Leaf Love, thank you for joining us. We are still doing our Hive Tyrant. We're still raising money for Fort Safe for Good. Wonder Bread, thank you for the follow. Yeah, if you have any questions on Nurgles, Kansas Boys, right there is the one you want to go to. Why is that just pooling right there? Had to make sure I wasn't clipping into the actual figure. You have a nice day at work. We're going to continue painting up this figure. We're going to try to loop that blood around it. That we're going to get the effect for. Thank you, Cam. In fact, if you want to hop up here, Cam, you are free to do so. Just let me know. So we got the blood effect right there for that one, and then we're working on the blood effect on this one. Thank you, Kansas. Okay. If you gotta go pick up your oldest, that's fine. We are always here for listeners as well. John, thank you for joining us. I think that might be as good as we're going to get on that. So I don't want it to be too wild. And I want it to be at least same length or a little bit longer since we actually did do a little bit more of a drool effect on it. Cam Loss, thank you for the Tiny Dinies. My favorite piece that I have painted. Ooh. So, I mean, first we have our 500 subscriber winner. I still got to get this shipped out. It was Groot and Raccoon. I really enjoyed painting these two. And then we also have our Fort Safe for Good diorama that I really enjoyed painting. So that line is called Marvel Crisis Protocol. It is a game similar to Warhammer, actually. And then I do got some other figures that I really enjoyed how they came out, but they're not over here at this moment. We just recently, probably within the last few weeks, moved stations. Yes, I have. I have done Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars Legion, actually. And I would love to do the entire 501st if I ever get the chance. If you bear with me, I can go grab Anakin real quick. Show him off. So this is my Anakin Skywalker I did. I think this was actually one of the first things I did on a live here on TikTok. And that was 2-3 months ago. So within 2 and 3 months, we went from this so-so quality of object source sliding to this quality. So one thing that I found that helped out OnlyFigs is supporting other fellow miniature painters. If you're at like 800 likes, you can join lives. You just can't be. Actually, I think I was like at 500, and I was in. I think I was only at like 500. And I was in Cam's live as a guest, and I was just talking because you couldn't do video. But I was going over what I was doing. We were joking around, having a good time. And a lot of his followers liked what I had to say, came over and started following me and him. And me and Cam have done multiple lives together, just us sitting here and painting. But like Cam said, just keep it up, keep being a positive member of the community, and things will come up. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at him. Me and Cam are actually both doing NIDs at the same time, actually. Cam's a actually Cam's the one who sold us this figure, and he does excellent commission paintings. So if you are in the market, if any of you are in the market to have any commission work done, I highly recommend Cam as well as myself. Very nice. I only have about, I want to say it's not even 500. Like even with this Hive Tyrant, not even 500. Okay. So this is the blood effect we're going to work on now. We made it a little bit longer. We need to kind of swoop behind him. Zach, thank you for joining. We're going to make sure that we get that fully dry before we start it. But yeah, there's a lot of good miniature painters in the community that are more than glad to help out newcomers. Jordy, 420, Outcast, Bunny Bean, Big Mac Choppa, Cheese Matt, Nymphea, Cam Lost, Minigeddon. I mean, these are all people that are within our own community here on TikTok. HK, that even if some things have happened, I'm not going to get involved here. I would still trust these miniature painters with any work I send them. Just because their quality of work is top tier. So that light is for my UV resin. So what I do with my blood effect and my drool effect, which you'll see drool effect once I do the teeth. And of course, I'm going to give you a follow as well once I get off here. I paint with the drool effect. I don't paint it. This one I probably will paint. I got an ooze effect I want to try out for the drool. But what that did was it hardened the UV resin to where I can paint these translucent bits of resin that I made to look like blood. I'm going to have to put a little bit more down because when you use the glistening blood, it tends to dry real quick, even with a wet palette. But yeah, like I said, I mean, all those creators are excellent artists who do amazing work. And that's how I do blood effect. Warsmith Garrett, thank you for joining us. And Cam, if I did not tell you, thank you. Thank you for the Tiny Diনিes. Oh, and I see that guest request. My apologies there, Cam. My apologies there, buddy. I did not see the guest request until just now.
No worries, you were busy. And wasn't in any big rush. You guys looking good though.
Thank you. I'm trying to turn my volume up so I can hear you.
The only things, like Scarecrow was saying, the best thing to do is just find some followers you like, get into their lives, stay active, be part of the chat so people recognize you, and then you'll start to get followers back out of it. And eventually you'll be able to get up in voice chat, and that really takes you off from there. Because then people will start to recognize you and be like, oh, it's that guy, I like that guy.
Yeah. Because I think the majority of my followers actually came from you.
Well, I mean, we all share the lives around. So.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just it. You know, we get a like-minded community, and we're all following each other, so we keep an eye on when each other's on and up and running.
Yeah.
What's that? So I'm building a War Master Titan today.
Very nice.
It's the Adeptus, or the Legion of Imperialis one, so he's a little big Titan, but he's still a big old boy.
Yeah. I just like how that blood effect came out.
Yeah. I gotta get some resin. I keep being lazy and forgetting to go on Amazon and order some.
I think you say that every time you're in a live with me, because I think every live we've done together, I've done some form of resin.
Yep. And then I forget about it. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to grab my iPad, throw it in my wish list right now. So when I put the next order together, I can just do it.
Yeah, my models are, for those wondering, are very resin heavy models. I tend to gravitate towards models that have the ability to be a little bit on the more grimdark side. Which is funny because I don't even paint grimdark, really.
I don't really either. I mean, I throw a wash on and make things grimy, but not to the point of being truly grimdark.
Yeah, same. I mean, that's exactly what happened with this figure. I mean, this isn't true grimdark. Like, the closest thing that could be considered grimdark is the actual inside of the wing. Now, I actually had somebody make that comment the other day. They're like, for somebody that paints a lot of like, Lovecraftian horrors and different types of like terrifying beasts, such as the Tyranids, you really do not paint them like I think. I'm like, is that a good thing?
I mean, it's good to be a little bit different from the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Not have everybody, if everybody was doing grimdark would get really boring really quick.
Well, and that's the big issue everyone's having with speed paints right now is everyone's doing zenithal highlight. I mean, look at how fast people have turned on miniature painters for zenithal highlighting.
Yeah.
I brought that up in my live that I had earlier today. just a few hours ago, and I was like, look, if you want to use speed paints, use speed paints. Don't let the crowd hold you back because of what they're saying.
Yeah. If you want to paint in the 1990s style of GW, go for it. Do the thing that makes you happy and makes your models look the way you want them.
Exactly. So are you going to enter the miniature painting competition from Lord?
Yeah, I got a model picked out. I just got to figure out when I'm going to be able to get it started.
Yeah. See, that's the benefit of me not having any commissions open right now, because everything that I do get that somebody's like, yeah, I want to go with you, instantly falls through. Is that I don't got any pre-worked up things that I need to focus on.
Well, and luckily we've got time before that's got to be done.
Yeah, we got a whole month.
So I'm focusing on getting my commissions all caught up by the end of this month.
Yeah.
And then I can turn around and focus on something fun.
Now, the last guy that I was going to do a commission for. Huh?
Not that I don't have fun with my commissions, but just something a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're doing a commission job, not only is it a hobby, but it's also a job. So you're working on two fronts. My last commission that I had lined up actually fell through because the person that they were doing the prints for, the company, fell under.
Oof. Yeah, that'll put a crimp in things.
Yeah. So
I learned a valuable hobby lesson this week.
What's that?
Always be aware of what's behind your nippers. I was clipping a piece out and needed to get in just a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Well, I got in deeper, all right. I took a chunk right out of my finger with my hobby nippers.
Oof.
As I snipped down, you could hear the meat cut. That was super fun. Luckily, I had my super glue close at hand, just, filled it in real quick and kept on hobbying. It did not feel good.
Well, that's like, were you on the live whenever I sliced my finger open?
I don't think I was.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to get this figure off its base. And I was sitting there jimmying it, and I slammed it in, and it just went right through the bottom of the V, right in my finger.
That'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like people are always like, oh, isn't it dangerous for you to be carving with your knife up against your thumb like that? I'm like, that's such small moves. I don't ever have trouble with that. I mean, I get in there, and this thumb is probably all calloused from tapping into it all the time. But it's those silly little things. Like I said, I was trying to get in and snip something and just pushed in a little too hard.
Yeah.
And it was, it happened so quick, there's nothing I could have done about it. But I was never expecting to take a chunk out with the nippers.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw that Matt's clowns are getting balloons. How he's always painting those clowns. He's putting balloons on them. Huh?
His balloons are looking good.
I know. No, I haven't seen him nor him fail on live in a while. I hope they're both doing good.
He was on a couple nights ago, but it was fairly late. It's like they've just been busy during the meetings and out with the house.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of when he gets time later at night after everybody's settled down.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Chapo was over for the weekend last weekend, so that kind of slowed him down a little bit on the house stuff.
That's right.
I'm going to refill my glue bottle here in a second.
So I was sitting there because my brother got into Star Wars Legion like right when it first started launching back in like 2018, 2019. And he still had left some stuff whenever he moved down in my parents' basement. And I'm like, hey, I'm taking this spray paint, I'm taking this primer, I'm taking all this stuff. They're like, okay, isn't it yours? I'm like, no.
It is now.
I was like, it is now, but I'm taking it. And they're like, okay. And they're like, wait, isn't that box empty? I'm like, yeah, technically it's trash. And they're like, why are you taking trash then? It's a box of sprues. I'm like, for sprue goo. And my dad's like, what the hell is sprue goo? So I had to sit there and try to explain to a man who is the biggest child you'll ever meet what sprue goo is. Because all he's hearing is goo in his head. So he's just trying to make jokes out of it the entire time. I'm like, okay.
They're going to make some goo.
That was actually what he said.
Sit this here, turn this way, and slap a piece on. Fair enough.
Iron Pendragon, thank you for joining us.
Hey, welcome in, Iron Pendragon.
I might get this done tonight, minus the base. But that tiny gift goal up there, that's getting donated directly to Fort Safe for Good. Once we reach that goal, all of that's being donated in the name of the community.
It's too bad you can't set that to carry over from live to live. Just be like, hey, we're aiming for this out of multiple lives, not out of one. If we get it in one, awesome.
So what I found out was that if you go to edit live, it should keep the amount that you have left because I haven't changed that number. But then I'm looking at it that I'm like, why is it saying 955,000? We set it for 1,000, and there's no way.
So it is carrying.
But there's no way that I've already gotten 1,000 tiny dinies. I only have about 500 built up, or not 500, $5. I have a little bit over $8. Yeah, a little bit over $8 built up from the gifts. So like I'm missing a whole like 1,000 tiny dinies if that's the case. Trix, thank you for joining us. Then again, I'm not good at math, so I mean I could very well have it and just didn't realize it.
All stick together.
Adam, thank you for joining us. Mama Scarecrow, thanks for joining. I gotta get her in a miniature painting.
Well, come in, Mama Scarecrow.
She's got one on her wish list on Amazon that I think and once she starts painting it, she might enjoy it. I just gotta get it and get her to sit down and work on it.
Well, maybe painting's just not going to be your thing. It might just be basing or building, something
true.
like that. Or maybe just hanging out in the live and making fun of you.
Oh, she does that plenty enough. I mean, right now she's teasing me because the little one's asleep.
That might be secret code that you should get off the live.
Nah.
If you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're putting down. But no. Jorge doesn't come in until Wednesday. That's right. I know about Jorge. What are you cooking? Mama Scarecrow, what are you cooking? So I know if I need to get off the live to eat. Because if you're cooking something that I'm going to like, I might get off. Okay, nope. She played me. She knew I'm a fatty, but she knows I don't like mac and cheese.
What? I gotta get off this live. I can't be on live if somebody doesn't like mac and cheese.
It's the texture for me. It's been that way since I was a little kid. I can't stand it.
Oh, that's understandable. Why is this not reaching? Oh, it's just fine.
Yeah, this is turning out good.
Yeah, that's the way that's supposed to be.
Hey, Cam, did you see this underglow?
Oh, yeah. It's looking good. That color's looking good, too.
I know.
He's looking into nids a little bit, and he's going to do that red, but instead of where you have, it's going to be like a yellowish bone color.
Can you repeat that? Because you're cutting in and out.
Well, buddy of mine's getting into some nids, and he's going to use the same red that you have. But
Yeah.
yours is green. His is going to be like a yellowish bone color.
Okay.
It's really sharp too.
So,
why does this not?
So he stole my look.
It helps if you don't put your pieces on upside down.
Well, that's always preferred.
I just realized when I was putting this side piece on, I have it facing the wrong direction.
Oof.
I was like, why is my piston like a quarter inch too short? Because that quarter inch is made up where my connection point is. But nice thing about plastic cement is it doesn't set instantly, so I can make up the time and just pry it loose.
That's why I use it.
I love the fact that if I make a small mistake, I can usually pop the glue really easily.
Yeah. Whereas if I'm using like my super glue, I gotta worry about, okay, am I in the right area?
And with super glue, it's like, well, I can try to pry this loose and hope I don't break the whole thing.
See, this is why I chose that color scheme. Look at that vent on there.
Yeah.
It just looks so clean.
That's how that's supposed to fit.
I'll redo that green over there. Giovanni, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Giovanni.
Oh yeah, in case I forgot to tell you, both me and the missus technically have new jobs.
Nice.
She's got
What's the shift?
same shift. Hers kind of expanded hours. So instead of going in uh when where she's been going in at, she gets to sleep in an hour later.
Nice.
But she gets off an hour later as well. And then mine is the same schedule. I just got promoted.
Oh, nice. You went from thinking you were going to get in trouble to getting a promotion.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I was sitting there whenever because like I said, been saying, even in like Bunny Bean's server and everything like that, they keep forgetting to tell me who my actual manager is. They weren't sure. So they sat down, they made arrangements, and they finally said, look, he's going to be underneath this manager. This manager is going to take care of all of his roles because that's exactly what he's already doing. So like payroll and everything like that is going to be underneath him starting tomorrow. And what ended up happening was they're like, look, we're going to have a meeting on Tuesday. I'm like, okay. So my first thought was, okay, meeting Tuesday, no biggie. Just sit here and wait. Listen to what they have to say. And then about an hour before the meeting starts, I get an email from the manager or the person that's going to be my manager now. And he says, when you go in for the meeting or when you join the teams for the meeting, make sure you're in a private area. My first thought was, well, I'm getting fired.
Right.
And
that
then
doesn't usually bode well.
No, and then my second thought was, well, that manager is down south in our Memphis branch. Maybe they're moving me to Memphis. So I go into the team's meeting, and first thing they say is, let's get straight to the point. We finally figured out who your actual manager is. I'm like, okay, that's good. And they're like, yeah, it's going to... They're like, it's going to be me. And what's going to end up happening is you are going to be doing the same job you're doing now, but we're giving you a little bit more work. I'm like, okay, what are we talking about though? And they're like, well, you're going to handle the contracts a little bit more than you already do, and you're going to help with the South branch. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I've been saying that needs to be done for the past 3 years.
Very cool. I'm supposed to be having a similar meeting sometime soon. They asked me about it last week, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I talked to my boss, and she's like, I don't know what they're talking about either, so just hold tight. And then they came back and they're like, okay, let's wait till everybody's on the same page and reschedule the meeting. And I haven't heard back from them yet this week. So I'm like, well, maybe they changed their mind, but they want me to switch to managing a different account. And I'm like, part of me is like, cool. That sounds like a good move. Part of me is like, but I like where I'm at right now. And if it's not going to be a move where I'm going to make more money or have more opportunity, I kind of don't really want to mess things up.
Yeah.
So that's what I told my boss. I'm like, I don't mind if it's going to be to my advantage, but if it's a flat move, why should I bother right now? So that's what we're waiting to find out. Because my manager's like, well, I don't really want you to go either, because our teams are running really nice right now. We don't want to mess up a good thing.
No, you don't. See, whereas with my work, our southern branch is struggling to do what I do because they don't have anybody dedicated like our northern branch does. Those that are supposed to be dedicated are also dedicated to other positions.
that's where I'm at. I'm on a dedicated team where I'm handling a single client full time, and they want to switch me to another spot that would be doing that. But like I said, is it going to be to my advantage?
Exactly. You got to think about yourself. Like, whenever they first started the meeting, I almost said, look, if I'm moving to Memphis, this isn't going to work unless you guys give me travel pay and like moving expense and everything like that.
Right.
And then I saw what my new pay raise was going to be. I'm like, yeah, even if you move me to Memphis, I'm good.
Yeah, but don't tell them that. You still want to get those moving expenses.
Well, no, that's why I was sitting there thinking it. Tommy, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. So this is the Hive Tyrant, Tommy. I apologize I wasn't looking at live. From Warhammer. And this little bit right here were additions that I made to it. These are like blood that's coming off of it. And we've lost Cam. And we got Cam back.
Sorry, I had a message come in. I had to check real quick.
No, you're good. I get you. That's going to happen to me a lot on lives now because even though I'm hourly, they're still going to expect me to try to be as observant as I can off the clock with this new position.
All right. Pistons. Lots of pistons.
Oh, I hate painting carapaces.
That's why you speed paint them.
Yeah, but I don't got speed paints.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I got the original line.
Gotcha. So I've got speed paint 1, and that's what I use. And it makes the carapace go real nice.
See, my issue is I need like an airbrush for these holes on the top. So I'm trying to get as much detail as I can on the inside.
Are you doing some kind of effect out of them, or are you just going to leave them dark?
I'm going to leave them dark, but I'm debating on if I go back, now I'm debating, do I go back over and make like a lava effect coming from them or like a green neon?
I was going to say, if you could get just like a rim of, like a glow effect of some color or another. Like if you had a real bright green or a bright fluorescent red.
Because
you want to stick with lava.
Because the green makes sense because the green's on those. The green vents are on those.
Right. With my psychophage, I went with a big contrast on it. My base colors are a dark green, and then a bone color for the chitin.
Yeah.
And then for the smoke effect coming out of the psychophage, I went with like a really bright teal.
Yeah, I saw that. That was nice. At least I think it was your psychophage.
It would have been a while, but it's possible. So I was working on it on live. But yeah, I just picked a color that was going to be such a big contrast against them. But still kind of tied it in since it's teal. It's got a little greenish tinge to it.
Yeah.
So it's still tied into the dark green of the body. So you could go with something like that and do something completely different.
Yeah, I kind of did that with the wings because what I did was I took the red and the black, or the red and the green, and I mixed them to give kind of a little shadow to show where they were meeting since it's both flesh.
Yep. And that's a good way to do it because then you're carrying the warmth of the red through and still tying it in and getting something that's going to be more of a blend.
Yeah, and then what I did was I just went all over with green on top of that. So that just like bled through, it just bled through the green, showing that it's mixing in there. But yeah, I definitely need to get an airbrush. It's just I don't got the room for it in this room.
You'll figure it out when the time comes.
Oh yeah. Need a new airbrush. I'm hoping that I win the diorama set because that would be nice. Because that's what the dragon is entered in, is the diorama for it to stay for good. The diorama gets Fanatics paint set.
Fanatics are really nice. Pulling that down. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, my goal is to get that paint set. This way I can increase my painting skill as well. The only issue is it's the 50 piece. So I gotta still work around. I can still do some of the triad system, but I gotta work around everything that's not in it.
Right. But still, getting a start on it, then you can fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And you can buy the individual triads now.
Or you can buy the triads together?
Yep.
Nice.
They've got them in the 6-piece families now. So you can go out and just be like, okay, I want to add this set. That's the wrong foot.
And is that solely on Army Painter's website, or is that like at certain stores?
You're supposed to be able to get it through shops too. It's just kind of up to the shops how much space they want to dedicate to having all those boxes.
Yeah.
But you can definitely get it through Army Painter themselves. But you know, if you get that 50-piece set, and then you just start picking up, filling out the triads that you don't have full triads in there, because I don't think they come with full triads in that box.
No, they don't. They I think there might be one full, but that'd be it.
But having that variety means you can go through and say, okay, I'm using a lot of these teals, so I'm going to fill out the teal triad with individual paints, because most shops that carry Army Painter have switched over to just carrying Fanatics now.
Yeah.
Which, if there are pieces that you're looking for your other paints, it's definitely worthwhile to go out and look for deals, because they're clearancing that stuff out like crazy. Why is that really crooked?
Lord, you know exactly what box I'm talking about. I've been doing nothing but promoting the work you're doing with Fort Safe for Good, and you know I'm shooting for that Fanatics box.
He's dreaming big and going for it.
I put a lot of work into that dragon. Have I shown that off to you, Cam?
Yeah. I saw you working on it a couple times, and I've seen the finished one.
Yeah, that took a while. And now I'm shooting for the battle box now too.
Let's do this. This piece is not cooperating, so we'll just get it out of the way. Limited mobility. There we go.
Hey, not trying to get greedy. I'm just saying, if I have a chance, I'm going to shoot for it. I mean,
just putting in the work on all the categories.
If it's for charity, you know I'm going to be there.
You're going to have to put in a lot of work to beat Geddon's single piece, though.
His
Headless Horseman.
His Headless Horseman, yeah.
That thing is badass.
Dude, I saw that. My first thought was, do not enter that into the diorama. Do not enter that into the diorama. Do not enter it in the diorama.
I don't think he's doing diorama. I think he's just doing single model.
No, he's doing single. No, he did. It is beautiful. Like,
and how fast he pulled it together, because he was talking about it one night, and like 2 days later, he's got the shell of it built, the LED all installed. It's like, yeah, they came along.
The fact that he used LED, like everyone keeps telling me, dude, you need to put LED on yours. You need to put LED on yours. I'm like, I don't have LED. I don't even have a drill big enough to go into the LED to make that LED. I wish I could.
I'm not going to do LED, but I'm going to see about doing a lit base on the model I'm going to do.
I may, because I have already chalked it out right here.
Right.
The design that I'm going to put down for the lava bowl.
Right.
So I may do LED. On this, if I can pull it off.
Should be able to pull it in there.
Well, I'd have to get the what's it called? The drill first, because I don't have a hand drill, and then I would have to get the LED for it. But yeah,
you want to get a good deal on a hand drill? Temu's got some decent ones for like $3 or $4 to come with a batch of drills and everything.
Yeah, I've been looking at those.
I picked one up and they're just fine. You know, they're not the same quality as like a GW one, and I got this one because it holds a bit bigger bit than the one that I had before.
Yeah.
For doing magnets.
Okay.
And I think I spent like $4 on it. It came with like 15 or 20 drill bits in the hand drill.
Yeah, my main worry with Temu is going to be more so time constraints, because there's been a couple of times here lately where I've ordered off Temu and they said, oh, we're going to ship within 3 days. And then I get it.
Yeah. I just assume everything's going to take 2 weeks.
Well, and I usually,
when it doesn't.
yeah, I usually do too. But I mean, I haven't sworn off getting miniatures from them yet, even though I should have after that one piece. But it's been a while since I've ordered off Temu. I'll have to see what they got.
I get hobby supplies off of there, and I've been pretty happy with everything I've gotten.
Yeah, I mean, I got some magnets. I thought I got the magnets and the drill, but I only got the magnets. Where did I put those?
I was looking at getting some of those.
I gotta find them. I haven't tried them out yet. I think they're in. Get off that. I think they're in here. Yeah, they're in here. They come in this.
Do you feel like they got a decent strength to them, though?
Lord, yeah, you can join up, man. Bear with me. Why wouldn't I let the person that I'm taking money from? No. There you go, Lord. Oh, see, I mean, they got a pretty good strength on them.
Good. That makes me a little more likely to get some.
The one thing about Temu magnets is I find that they're a little more brittle, so be careful that you don't snap them together too hard.
Yeah.
Well, my thought is get a bunch of the cheap Temu magnets for putting in my bases to lock down onto a metal plate.
Oh, guys, I found, I don't know if you know it, it's like steel rubber.
Oh, yeah,
those are really, really good for base creation, for sticking them for transport. I've got a
Steel rubber,
designing work for a 3D printed one, like troop transport, and I'm looking into that for my trays.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. You can find some for a good deal, but it's normally like in the yard, sold by the yard.
I'm putting some of my commission money aside to get one of the Jacossi travel cases. And that comes with the metal trays already in, so I just need to get the magnets for my bases. And I was like, if I get cheap Temu ones, they should be all right. Just to hold them in place, not for, I'm not going to magnetize a Titan with it or anything.
Get your Titans off Temu, everybody.
Yeah, Temu Titans.
Bad Dice Roll, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it.
What's happening tonight, Dice? Thank you for the tiny dinies you're slinging around. Arrgh.
That's what we got so far, Cam.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Very cool. I am liking it.
That guy's going to look good leading your army.
I just hope I'm not overdoing these reds. Because, like, I got them, just like I did with all the others, I put them on, like, all the carapaces. So I got reds all over. Like,
so what's the base of that red?
What do you mean?
What was your base color red there?
Oh, so this one is vampire red, and then right here is pure red.
Very cool.
I try to limit the amount of colors I put into my figures. So this one has 2 shades of red, 2 shades of black, technically, because I use the wolf gray, even though it's more of a blue. And then I do the green. And then anything that has like a brain or anything designed like that gets yellow and orange for like a lava effect.
Very cool.
Wonderful.
I don't think I was here when I heard what you were putting together.
Me? It's a War Master Heavy Battle Titan for Legions Imperialis.
Very cool.
So, legs wise, he's pretty tall. There's a Broodlord for comparison.
Making that big boy.
Yeah, commission job. I've done a few of these Titans, and they're actually pretty fun to build.
Got to check out 3D print. Go back. Trying to make some commander deck boxes so I can generate some extra income.
Very nice.
You doing resin or FDM?
FDM. I have both, but Commander Vanderboxes need to be able to take a hit because, people throw them into bags and boxes and stuff.
That, and I've seen some FDM ones that print with some pretty good mobility to them.
And to be fair, that just shows that nobody can take care of their crap anymore.
I mean, yeah, but you want to build things to last anyway, and that's at least how I look at it.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
without a doubt. But I mean, I'm just like speaking from like a parent. I mean, I look at my son's toys. I'm like, how is that already broke? Like, I literally just gave it to you.
Back in my day, toys on the playground could kill you, not you breaking them in 5 seconds.
Right? Sit there, show them small. You guys sit there and show them small soldiers when they're young, and then tell them, look, this happened in my neighborhood. This is based on a true story.
The toy uprising of
Take care of your toys.
I'm just telling about the great toy wars of '98. I don't even remember when that movie came out, but I remember that was.
It was 98.
Early 2000s.
It was 98.
It was 98? Holy crap.
The only reason I know that is because it was the first movie that my brother went to go see when he was a baby. And the only reason he remembers it is because we've told him the story so many times because he was like immersed with it. Like he wanted, it was either 98 or 99. I'll have to double check, but he was immersed with it. Like he wanted everything small soldiers. And my grandma cried at the very end of it. So we continuously give her crap about that.
Was she crying out of fear? Because I could see somebody like potentially.
She was crying because the Gorgonites left.
Hey, but they got their happy ending.
Did they really though?
They went down the river. They're gonna rot somewhere, and they're forever plastic in the ocean right now.
Right?
I mean,
Oh, finally got all the striping done on this guy.
I like it.
Yeah, it is sharp.
So what you need to do is you need to get some kind of light box for some high quality photos of it.
You're telling me.
That's something that I'm working on. I got a little cheapy Five Below one, but it's not big enough for a lot of my models. I think I'm going to build one.
I might do like a dollar store build light box.
Yep.
Because you can get some pretty decent stuff at the Dollar Tree. You just need an area to basically go into a full void. But that is something that I think it's easy enough to do on like a shoestring budget.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I need to look into definitely is Rickster. Thanks for joining us. It's definitely a light box. Like I keep saying, that dragon is one of the best videos best minis I've ever painted. And I really want to display that in a really good quality picture.
I love me a little blue brush.
How's that for a glow effect, Cam?
Recorder technical information available to us.
Just that little bit of hint of it. That's all you needed.
think one of the best glow effects that I've seen from several people on here are them using contrast paints to get their like neon colors going.
Yeah.
Glow effects.
Bold white, that's put a contrast over it.
Yep.
What is happening this evening, Rickster? Hopefully you're doing well.
I think there are so many people that try and do like the hand painted version, and I'm like, man, contrast paints are good for a couple of things, and you know, overglow is really nice for them.
Yeah.
Just gonna relaxation to start.
Ooh. Now I gotta try to remember if I used Mad White or if I used Mummy Rose for the dots on the eyes. Well, you go paint, Rickster.
Go ahead.
Put that on there. See if we're still live when you get home. You can always pop up and paint with us.
Informal
Oh, I do have to check in on another live I'm supposed to be in a little bit later. Got a bit yet.
All good. We're probably gonna end this one soon anyway. I just wanted to get those teeth down and get this drool effect going. And maybe start the basing. Okay. Where's my drool pot? That's where I keep losing that. And then I add my UV resin.
The good thing about our painting competition is this will definitely not be the last one.
Good.
I really hope that we can get more than just like the 7 people we already have signed up for it, though.
Yeah. I've been promoting it in every live that I've done and letting them know, hey, look, if you give me those tiny dinies, that gets donated for the community, or you can go right to your page, Lord, and donate directly to you and join the miniature painting competition through that.
Well, I wonder how many people are working on pieces and not posting any, not joining up until the piece is ready. So maybe
Probably a few.
Maybe posting a video a little later and saying, hey, you know, let's see some progress, because that'll help promote too.
Yep. I'll probably do a Stitch call out, asking people if they're joining to show their progress and showcase their mini.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to learn how to do stitches.
I mean, it's literally just pointing your camera at it after like a 7-second call out for my video.
I just always talk to my wife about it. I'm like, I am mostly illiterate when it comes to doing any of the 4P stuff. Like, I post my silly videos, and I hope people see them. I'll figure it out. For something like that, it's worth putting in the work.
I did also think I'm probably going to do this as well for other people that might just, you know, donate without a prize. I found a bunch of these little, like, trays that I got at, like, Target. They're super cheap. I was thinking of like customizing them and being like, hey, if you don't want to enter, maybe get a drawing for one of these old dice trays.
That'd be cool.
Yep. Just to incentivize people that might not be in the whole thing.
So I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are going to be like, oh, I'm not good enough for that kind of thing. I'll just donate. Yep, which is a load of crap. Everybody's good enough to get an entry in.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a good opportunity for everybody to work on something.
Yep.
Shame them into doing their actual backlog.
Yeah, even if you're not feeling like you're gonna be, top of the heat, get yourself a little something to catch up on.
Yeah, I know Midnight Ghoul was talking about wanting to make it as good as a Golden Demon, and I'm like, that's high. We're kind of being a little more casual than that. But he's like, no, I'm actually going to do this. And I'm like, okay.
He's like, I'm going for it.
I'm doing it. Full send.
Hey, more power to it.
Yeah.
So he gets in the confidence to get into Golden Demon.
Scarecrow, are you trying to cure something?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like UV light is out. He's either got some nails going or he's trying to cure some resin.
Drill effect.
Ah.
Yeah, you'll learn that almost all my miniatures, for some reason, I've always included some form of UV.
He's addicted.
I am addicted to it.
He found out how to do one technique, and now that's his favorite technique.
You ain't wrong.
It looks good, so you might as well run with it.
You ain't wrong.
I mean, I'm not shaming. We all do that,
right?
You find out that cool thing, you're like, I can do that? Holy crow! Here are two of the Gundam boys I've been working on. That's where you go Gundam Wing. So
Let me put you on the top box.
Wing Zero. Definitely more of a casual than a technical here, because I was just like, let's go more cartoony with them.
But I like the nice crisp lines on them. It makes it look more fun.
Mm-hmm. This is, I don't know if you guys are Gundam fans, but this is going to be Heavy Arms once we've got them up. This is the tactical warsuit. But yeah.
I've heard of it before. I'm not big up on
I used to watch the anime back in the 90s, but...
Yeah, this is what that's from. The one that had the devil wings, or the bat wings. And
yeah.
the scythe.
Okay.
And then this is Proto Zero. So we even got the wings on the back of them here.
Okay.
And then Heavy Arms was the one that had every gun under the sun. It was the one that's there were missile pods on his arms, his legs, his shoulders, his chest opened up for a Gatling gun. It had a shield that also had a Gatling gun on it. It was could we put any more guns on this guy?
Can we give his guns more guns?
Gotta go fast, and bullets too slow. Scarecrow, what army do you normally run? Are you a Tyrant person?
I have not played a single game yet.
You have not played a single game. What army are you building?
Tyranids.
He's gonna be a bug boy.
The only good nid is a dead nid. No, but Tyranids are really fun to play. On the tabletop, doing some fun swarm tactics with them.
I just got my came in with them last week and I had a blast. I lost, but I had a blast.
Oh yeah, they're a very in-your-face army. Which, again, depending on how you like to play games like this, it's perfect for some people.
That's exactly why I chose them, was because it's, hey, I'm gonna get right up in your face and I'm just gonna swarm you.
Yep. Blood Angels are really good for that, as well as World Eaters. They're my favorites when it comes to army. I'm normally a Blood Angel person.
Gotcha.
I just got the box pre-ordered, within the hour or so it took to sell out. So it's
how hurt are your feelings about the new Sanguinary Guard?
I actually like them. Honestly, I think the wings were a little too much. Or are you talking about the stat block?
The the wings and the backpacks. I think they could have done a happy medium.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and 3D print my own wings if I want to. But I personally would like more of a mechanized wing than a angel wing.
I think we're going to see a lot of files coming out for 3D printed wings, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they already have a bunch of them, so we're just going to utilize them a lot more. But I just like the ability that some of the new army rules that they have. Like, if you have a bunch more jump back guys, you can just, retreat on the end of your enemy turn and then bring them back the next round.
Yeah, their rules are looking solid. They're looking like Blood Angels. I have a friend that's a big Blood Angels player, and he's like, I'm happy, not complaining about anything.
Well, yeah, especially with how Gene Stealers got kind of screwed over earlier when their book came out. The Gene Stealers, when the Sisters and the Gene Stealers came out, Gene Stealers got the very bad end of that one.
Yeah, they did. I think we're going to see lots of changes for Gene Stealers in the upcoming year.
Are either of you guys excited about new Kill Team?
I haven't played Kill Team. Like I said, I've just gotten into GW games in general. But I am interested in what they are bringing out.
I think the new models look really good. I'll be interested to see what the rules changes are, because I think Kill Team has way more complexity than it needs to.
Yeah.
So if they streamline it a bit, it'll be good for the game.
Yeah. I mean, the best part about Kill Team Scarecrow is that it's just all in all a smaller battlefield, which is a lot nicer.
Yeah.
So you've got that nice scrimmage battle rather than a well, let's see. Let's bring X amount of points to this battle, and sometimes it can go on for a while depending on the player and how they want to move their entire army.
Yeah.
So that is one benefit to Kill Team. It's more along the lines of like Infinity or Warcrow.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I like range. When you need to nuke the guy on the next table over. I would love to see somebody like two groups of people playing against each other. One person being like, am I 2 feet away from the other people's battlefield, and start shooting from one area to another?
Plastic Crack, I don't think I've ever asked you this, but would you happen to be an Imperial Guard player?
I love Guard, but I hate Guard. I hate to play against Guard because they take such long turns.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I got to speed up with my Tyranids is running a swarm. I think my turns were long.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely need to speed that up. And I think I'm going to do movement trays for my horde units.
I will say this. I will respect your turn length, but if I fall asleep in the middle, it might be a little too long.
Had to redo this drool effect because of the fact that it came off the tongue.
I do have to say, even though people are hating on 10th edition, I like how it's more combat focused. Or I should say it's more competitive friendly. I think that was the reason why they made it the way they did.
Yeah. Right now, everybody is up in arms about Middle Earth.
Oh, don't worry. They'll be up in arms about Age of Sigmar next, and then they'll fall asleep, and then be up in arms about 40k again. And
I don't know. People have been feeling pretty good about Age of Sigmar so far.
Oh, don't worry. It will come. That's less about the game itself and more about our community likes to talk smack about games, even if it's a good state.
Very true. I I think once the battle tomes start rolling out, that's where you start to see some complaints coming in.
Yep. Very, very cool. I love that guy. I love that red color scheme.
Thank you.
You're doing a really good job, and I love the kind of acid. I don't know if in reality it has as bright acid wings as it does on the camera, but I'm liking it.
So I would.
It's all coming together.
I would say
I'm
yeah.
glad I took that model.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave it to me too. Sold it to me, I should say.
Doing it justice.
I would definitely love to see that plop out on a battlefield.
Oh, it's going to be. I mean, it's all going into my current army. I'm just trying to get that drill effect exactly how I want it.
I apparently lucked out, so I picked up this guy, the captain with the relic shield. I put him together last night. We're gonna prime him later and put him on stream probably tomorrow. But I picked him up for $10 from somebody locally who had never put him together out of the Indominus box. And I was looking during my stream. One of my guys looked for it and was like, "Yeah, it's like a $45 model." I'm like, "Heck yeah!"
Nice.
I don't think they make it. Yeah, I don't think they make that by itself anymore.
So you're only going to get it on secondary market.
Yeah. Which there are some really cool models that have gone to Legend or that have gone to
Legacy.
Legacy. Like we don't have half the named Blood Angels anymore because they're about to drop them.
Wait, they're just getting rid of Blood Angels fully?
No. There are 3 named models that are not coming back in the 10th edition Codex. Meaning they're removing them.
Okay, I get what you mean now.
Yeah, so it's not that we're like dropping them, but they're just not. They're no longer going to be usable in 10th edition. And they kind of gave us a generic captain to kind of take up those roles.
We play a lot of casual around here, so the Legends isn't as big a deal until we get to like our store championship tournaments and stuff. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that throw a fit about models going to Legends. We're still playing them. You can still use them. You just can't use them when it comes to tournament time.
Yeah, there are some abilities that they're losing though that are making those people a little upset.
Yeah, that part I don't know much about.
Yeah.
Scarecrow, have I ever shown you one of my finished Tyrants?
I believe you did.
Well, just for comparison. Here's my winged Hive Tyrant.
Let me put you in the box.
I like it.
Very nice.
I like the green undertones, the green skin, and I like that kind of like bony tan carapace.
I got to get in and do some highlights on the black claw sections, but aside from that, he's done.
I am liking it.
And apparently it matches up with High Fleet Gorgon, so that's what people keep telling me anyway.
I say it looks like Gorgon.
I just went with some colors I thought looked fun to work on and had a good contrast to them.
I'm going to put myself back in the box once I can figure out how to put myself in the box.
What's in the box? too much?
No, not enough. There we go. But that's the drool effect we got going on with this guy.
Oh, I like it. That's cool.
He is definitely a bit slobbery. He's a hungry boy.
That's droopy AF.
He sees something across the battlefield that's got him hungry.
You know, really, that's a Tyranid who only likes to eat their vegetables, but they saw the orcs and it was like, dinner time.
Mushroom stir fry.
Where is my other brush that I use for this? Oh well. Oh well, let's see if we can get this breakdown. Nope, I'm gonna have to dump it into my acetone wash. Okay. Come here, buddy. You're an old brush.
Scarecrow's back from the mac and cheese. Welcome back.
Yeah, I see that she's back. Welcome back. What did you make me for dinner? Is the question.
Mac and cheese.
If she's more than likely going to say that.
Cheese and mac.
That question, is your mac and cheese good enough to get you invited to the cookout? That's the real question.
Hers is just Kraft mac and cheese. Don't let her fool you.
I like to call mine crafty mac and cheese because it may start from a box, but it's got so much extra stuff by the time I'm done, you wouldn't recognize it being from the box.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that this does not fully ruin this brush to where I still have some hairs left. Because I use an old brush for my basing material.
Right.
It was a little too hard, so I have to get my acetone out. Or my isopropyl alcohol, I should say.
Gotta have that good brush maintenance.
Well, it's a very old brush. Like, it's one of those ones where I'm like, you know what? If this goes, it goes.
Right.
If it dies, it dies.
Speaking of acetone, you know what else it's really good for?
What?
Making open wounds feel really, really clean.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to fall asleep while I'm using this glue. It seems to magically find its way into that open wound every time I turn around.
Maybe if you use something like super glue, you can just seal it over.
That's the first thing I did was slap super glue on it when I got it. I couldn't see it very well. I was cutting pieces off the screw. Didn't realize it, but I slipped right into my finger. So I slapped super glue on it right away and it quit bleeding. But the Tamiya extra thin cement eats through the super glue.
Oh no.
So I'm like, why is that stinging? It's covered with super glue. And I was like, oh, it's not covered with super glue anymore because this is acetone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's loads of fun. Oh no, I put that pivot on backwards. That is too well defined on to be fixed. We'll just cover it up.
Is that two you've put on backwards?
No. I put my legs on facing the wrong direction initially, but I didn't glue those. I glued this piston down backwards. It'll cover. It's got a faceplate over it. Only the three of us will know the difference.
It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you today? Alright, let's get that piston in. All of these new dreadnoughts, I really love the way that they look. I think, when did they do the redesign? 8th edition or 9th edition for the like Brutalis dreadnought and all that?
9.
Yeah. I really love the way that they look, but sometimes trying to put their waist together is just really annoying.
That's like, did you really need that extra piston in there?
Yeah. I mean, I could do without it.
It's like putting these Titans together. They've got, all the leg pistons, all the knee pistons.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, they're not as bad as the Warhound Titan that I put together, the Dynacast one.
Oh God. I've heard stories. I'll just put it that way. I've never put one together myself, but I've heard stories.
The feet have fully functional pistons in them.
Oh God.
And there's like 8 pistons in each foot. So they have them just on a big screw block, and you have to custom cut them to length. So you can't just be like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's I got to put this in here and then trim it, and then nope, still doesn't fit. Trim it a little bit more. Oh shit, I trimmed it too far. Now I got to move that to the next one. Once I got past the feet, that thing went together pretty smooth.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like torture.
Like, these aren't so bad because they're fixed pistons. It's just get it in there and go. Oh, these steps don't have left here. Step 22.
Yeah. Some of these make me want to go back and grab some Gunpla and just start building Gundams instead.
Part of me wants to grab a Gunpla or two just to have the experience building them. Because I've had a couple people ask me if I do any commissions on Gunpla, and I was like, no, I've never built one, but I can try it. And they're like, oh, well, never built one.
Gunpla, I will say this about Gunpla versus like a 40K model. The snap fit of Gunpla is really nice compared to 40K, because they've been perfecting it for like something like
40 years.
now. Yeah, ever since the original Gundam series came out.
Right, and I've had multiple people tell me, they're like, if you can build a 40K Dreadnought or a 40K Knight, you can build Gunpla, no problem.
Oh yeah, I would say it's a little easier actually to build the Gunpla.
Because they're nice, clean cuts and snap together parts.
Yeah, the snap together parts are really nice. If you get a high grade, it's normally a pretty fun experience, especially like we just had like a Gundam base where they had like a 30-minute build kit that they were giving out to people to just have them assemble it while they were waiting to get into the little store, the pop-up store.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what's with this? I don't need that one.
I do feel like though that if Gundam moved out of the universe, or sorry, out of their the solar system, it would definitely start becoming more 40K like.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's all the Tau are.
Depressing. Space politics. All right. There we go. Hello, love. Gonna mute myself for a second.
Okay.
Let's see.
So this is the base we got going on so far. There we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted a nice clean ridge there.
Yeah, it's looking crisp.
Well, did you see that ridge line? That's all going to be object source sliding. I'm going to try making it taller, though.
Coming up off of your lava.
Yeah. Because then once that dries, I can do the lava base portion of it.
All right. Back.
Okay. I was going to show you the base right before it dries. And then back there's going to be a lava pool. And then everything back there is going to be object source sliding. One thing I hate about this basing paste is how it manipulates my water. It like instantly goes black.
What paste are you using?
Vallejo's diorama effects earth texture lava.
Black lava?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I use on my Sylvanet.
I'm gonna go dump this real quick. I got a few more.
It sounds weird, but I like the really gritty base to it.
Oh yeah, I love the gritty base to it. It's just the
Nice
fact.
green brush over it.
Yeah.
Haven't figured out what I'm doing for the bases on my Tyrants yet.
Do you want to theme them in a certain terrain, or do you want to just go crazy with them? A bunch of different ones.
I'm probably going to go pretty simple with them, just because I want to be able to have it match across all of the QWERTY bits. But I just haven't decided if I want to do like a crackle effect or what I want to do.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it is because
you don't want to have the mismatch army.
I'm going to try not to.
yeah, I mean same here.
I won't get lazy at some point and be like, all right, the termagants don't get based. They just get black.
That's pretty much what mine is.
Complete utter mismatch.
No, I mean they're all still the same. It's just each one's got something like a little bit different to them. Like some have tufts, some don't. Some have lava, some don't. So it's not really.
I was talking about like coming in with the complete and utter mismatched army, where you've got like one Tyrant's like hot pink and the next one's like light purple.
I may have a couple pieces like that because I got my Tyranid army secondhand. So like I got the Leviathan box, they're all done in that scheme like the Hard Tyrant I just showed you. The other stuff I got is partially painted, partially just primed. So I'm like, well, do I leave them? Do I not? Like his Swarmlord is lava themed, and I might leave that just because it's cool looking.
Ooh, a lava Swarmlord. That sounds pretty cool though.
I'm seeing how this slime looks on this drool.
Like This Swarmlord looks pretty cool. I might not repaint it.
Oh, dude, I actually really like his bladed arms.
And then he's got the crackle base.
The slime looks, I think the tint that you have of that slime is getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that like maybe one more layer and it should do it.
So which are you using for the actual, like, slime there?
I am using the effect slime, the disgusting slime from Army Painter.
Very cool.
And some of the other models in that army are this black and yellow scheme, which is cool looking, but I think I'm going to redo those.
And then I just gotta wait for the base to dry. So I can do the lava pool back there. So I can do the tops up here. Everything else that I might have missed. This is what we got. I think that actually does look nice, especially with next to that blood effect. But with that, I think we're going to call this live done. Oh, wait, nope. Got one more thing to do. The eyes. Because I'm going to have to sit here and figure out. Because, like, with my Hive fleet, every single one of them have a different, like, design for their carapace shading. Like, this bar, like, the Barbagons were all top. The Neurogons were the first. Knocking everything over. The Neurogons were the first. Ridge is bottom, and then everything else is top. And then the Termagants were all bottom of the ridge.
Right.
So I got to figure out what color I want to do the, or how I want to do the ridge line on him.
So I have a question for you guys. I'm actually going to be doing a Space Marine cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a whole year to build it.
Okay.
I'm thinking, which armor type should I use? Should I use Primaris? Should I use the the Grievous armor, or should I use the Terminator armor?
What armor does Space Wolves have?
Depends on which unit.
Well,
Mostly Mark III. I would go for the Reaver, like Phobos armor.
The Phobos, the more like lean armor.
Yeah, the lean but stealthy.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I want to go Raven Guard with that color scheme, or with that type of armor, though. Which could be totally done.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whenever I think of that, I think Raven Guard.
With that, we are done for today.
Cool.
I want to thank everybody for joining. And while I do got you, don't forget that we are donating to... Did somebody do the whole live goal, or did we just not achieve it, so it took it away? Okay, it took it away. I'll do that for next time. Because it's messing up and doing some weird things. But we are doing a gift goal on every live that gets donated directly to Fort Safe for Good. You can also go to our Patreon and become a follower over there, and you'll get a gift, or 50% of your Patreon subscription will get donated to Fort Safe for Good as well. You can go on to Lord of the Unfinished Projects here on the big screen right now. And he will actually have the directions on how to participate in Fort Safe for Good, because they're all in his link tree.
Yep.
And then we are also donating through our Etsy store 50%. So whatever your commission is, 50% of our commission is donated directly to Fort Safe for Good.
And just to kind of show you guys what we are doing, so I do have this. If you guys enter into the painting competition for minis, we have the Army of Faith battle box that we are going to be giving away for our top spot. We have the 50 Fanatic paints for the mega set. And then on top of that, I'm going to be giving away some wall racks. These are a design that I've made, and I have them for both the Army painter size, so the smaller dropper bottle size, or for Pro Trill, which is also the Citadel paint pot size as well. Nice. So this is a wall-mounted rack as well. And those are going to go to basically the top 5 runner-ups on each side.
I got one more thing I got to do, because I've been sitting here looking at this figure the entire time. Didn't realize I painted only half the wings.
Oops.
Yeah, I can do that later. I got to wait for that base to dry anyway. That's becoming a little bit of a pain getting all that on my fingers.
Yeah, once you get that stuff on there, you're pretty well locked in. So that's
Yeah. Well, because I'm going to have to do another layer of it once I get it dry. Because I'm going to do the lava pool. I'm not going to paint the lava pool. I'm just going to put the UV resin down, get it going, layer it up a little bit higher on the back, and then go from there.
You're not put the base paint under the lava first?
So, no, I actually paint, like, for instance, I'll show it off here. That was actually, let me get my screen to the top again. That was painted over the UV resin.
Oh, nice. I thought you painted that underneath.
No.
Cool, good to know.
Yeah, all this was, like, the only thing that was painted underneath was a little bit of the red on the fire guy right there. Everything else is what was painted over.
Okay. See, right now what I have for that kind of liquid effect is just a poured resin.
Yeah.
So it's not UV reacted. So I have to paint underneath of it and then put it on.
Yeah. I get you there. I've been there plenty of times. I like the UV resin just because it waits till I activate it. But I also don't like the UV resin because then I have to activate it. But this is what we got going. And we are going to call it...
applications for both, so I want to get the UV so I can work with that on things like the cool effects and stuff like that, smaller, finer detail.
Yeah. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to get some fishing line so I can work on some stuff with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, what I really like about this, Lord, I don't know if you saw that. It's got an underglow.
But yeah, that's looking really nice.
But yep, all we have left on him is just to do the highlights on the carapace and then the base, and then he's done. But yeah, well, and finish that wings claws. I didn't even realize I didn't finish those. But with that, we are going. Lord of the Unfinished Project is printing Plastic Crack. But with that being said and done, I am going to end the live here. I know that Cam has another live he's got to get to.
Depending on how lively that is, I may go live myself after a bit.
Yeah, and definitely check both Cam and Lord of the Unfinished Projects out. Both of them are amazing artists. And both are contributing to a good cause, just like I am. With that being said and done, I will see you all later. Once again, tomorrow we will not be going live because I will be at my parents'. Tuesday, I may be going live. It depends on when I get done with dinner. And Wednesday, we will for sure be going live. Have a great night.
And I'll be live tomorrow for Monday Night Hobby Night after 8 p.m. Central. So you can always join us from your parents' house.
Yeah.